Yeah, and one of the goals after a bye week is to not come out flat. You want to keep that edge. How do you personally try and approach it to make sure you're ready for that next game?
For me personally, it's just about preparing the same way I would as if it was a game week. So kind of not breaking that routine or that habit of, getting myself physically and mentally prepared to play. And even though we didn't have a game last week, it was still, and I was still in that same mindset and that same mentality.
You get an opportunity this week to face TCU, a team that you have some connection there, or at least had an offer there. And what's your thoughts as you get ready to play the Horned Frogs?
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's my first time going back home to Texas to play football, especially since I've been in college. So it's a very exciting week for me, and they're a good opponent. I watched them play against Iowa State. They fell short, but they were still good, and still some notable things that they do well on defense.
Let's go Darnell Dixon and then Jay Drew.
Deion, the identity of the offense so far this season has kind of been big strike, quick kind of plays, getting in the end zone quickly. Have you been focusing on trying to get longer drives to chew up the clock a little bit, or does it really matter to you guys as long as you score?
Our biggest focus is, just trying to be more efficient. I feel like that's where our point of emphasis is, and converting on third downs, getting ourselves out of third and long situations, and just efficiently moving the ball down the field. We do a good job of, having explosive plays, which is great, but we want to be able to hold the ball longer and, chew up a little bit of time on the clock so our defense doesn't have to be on the field as much.
Deion, you mentioned you were from Texas. What is TCU's brand? What do you think of when you think of TCU football?
Yeah. Notoriously, I've always known them as one of the more sleeper programs in Texas. Because you got UT. People like to, ride with Baylor a little bit, but I've always seen them as a good program, and I feel like even in the most recent years, even last year, they've kind of changed the face of their program and, their mentality and how, their culture is. So for me, TCU is a school that, is a great opponent. They're competitive. They're going to play fast and, they're going to play the whole four quarters because, even if you saw the 2022 season, they won a lot of games towards the second half of the game. So, I feel like this is a good opponent and a great school.
Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, you mentioned that you saw some good things from them defensively. What challenges do they present? What does the offense have to do to be successful this week?
Yeah, they run a unique defense. Three high safeties, three down front. So they got a lot of layers to their defense. I feel like having an odd front, three down, creates a lot of wrinkles for the offense. Protection wise and even blocking some things up in the run game. So, they create a few challenges for us. But one thing I have noticed is they pursue to the ball very well. And they're going to give you everything they have. So.
Okay, we'll have some more questions from Kevin Reynolds and then Sean Walker.
When you were coming out of high school, did you ever visit TCU? And was Sonny an analyst on that staff when you were coming out of high school, or like what was the? Have you ever had an interaction with Sonny Dykes at all?
No, I don't think I have because when TCU was my second offer, so my first Power 5 offer, and that was the first place I visited. Um, and that was when Coach Looper was the running back coach. Sonny hadn't gotten there yet. I don't know if he was an analyst. I don't remember meeting him before, but I do know, I've ran into a couple of past teammates that was at SMU and that encountered him. So.
Go ahead, Sean.
Deion, you teed us up a little bit earlier, and so I just wanted to follow up. You said you watched a lot of football this weekend. College, NFL, whatever it was, what was the game or what was the result that kind of jumped out at you the most where you were like, okay, that just happened?
Yeah, it was definitely the Texas-Oklahoma game. That was a crazy game. I set my alarm to make sure I woke up in time to watch that. I wanted to watch the whole pregame and everything. So that was a game that I was pretty excited about. It was crazy. And I honestly, I feel like we saw some things in that game that, we could take advantage of, and when we play these two opponents down the line. So that was one of my favorite games all day.
I was just gonna say, were you watching that game as a Texas football guy? Because I understand Red River is a little bit of a religion down there. So were you watching it with your analyst hat on, going, I think I could take advantage of this, I think I could do that?
Yeah, I feel like I was watching from my analyst hat on. I wasn't really rooting for either side. I was just watching just because I know we play both of these opponents, and I was looking for any edge that we could get possibly, just going into those games.
Okay, I think that's all the questions for today, Deion. Thanks for being here.
Cool, thank you.